The first 100 days of President Amara's administration began not with a celebration, but with a checklist. Kenaya sat on the roof of the paper house, her digital tablet glowing as she opened a new file. The administration tracker. Below, in the valley, the new president moved through the halls of power, her law books always within reach. Kenaya watched every appointment and every decree, knowing that the ink on a new contract is the most fragile part of a nation's promise. The father of the house joined Kenaya as the sun climbed high. He didn't offer advice. Instead, he offered the law. He laid out 14 critical articles of the Constitution, like heavy stone tablets on a paper desk. "Interpret these, Kenaya," he said, his voice as steady as a heartbeat. "A president may be the architect, but the citizens are the auditors. If the pillars of this house are to hold, you must know exactly what they are made of." The silence of the previous weeks was broken when Zizi finally returned. She didn't come with a shout, but with a story of digital shadows. She sat with Kenaya and described the weight of intimidation, the feeling of being watched by eyes that had no faces. "They tried to turn my light into a secret," Zizi whispered, her afro reflecting the blue light of the screens. "But a secret is only powerful if it stays quiet. I have decided to be loud instead." Across the city, Uncle Geen stepped into the Nairobi County Assembly for the first time. The room was loud with the voices of seasoned politicians, but Geen focused on the standing orders, the boring rules that structured the chaos. He sat next to Lucas, a colleague who had watched many young leaders lose their way. "The trick isn't just winning the seat," Lucas told him. "The trick is staying correct once you're in it." While Geen fought for the city, a woman named Wangari brought the struggle of the soil to Kenaya's door. She spoke of land in Moranga, of ancestral graves and primary schools threatened by a new, special economic zone. Wangari's voice trembled as she held a title deed that felt like a shield. "They say this land is for development," she said. "But how can we develop if we are uprooted from our own history?" Kenaya and Wangari spent hours scrutinizing the maps and the zoning laws. In the paper house, the right to property was written in bold, but the public interest was often written in a fine print that hid the truth. "The law says your dignity is inherent," Kenaya told her, pointing to Article 40. Together, they realized that the ink on the title deed was stronger than the bulldozers at the gate, as long as they refused to let the ink fade. The battle for truth moved to the courtroom. Romandi, a brave journalist, was arrested under the cover of a cybercrime law. He was charged for telling a story that someone wanted to keep hidden. Kenaya met him at the station, her heart heavy but her mind sharp. "They call it public annoyance," Omandi said through the bars. "But the only people annoyed are the ones whose secrets are being dragged into the light." Kenaya and Zizi worked through the night to build Omandi's digital defense. They realized that the cybercrime law was being used as a pen to rewrite the freedom of the press. "If they can silence one journalist, they can mute the whole valley," Zizi said, her fingers flying across the keyboard. They tagged the institutions and cited Article 34, forcing the legal system to remember that the media is the window of the paper house. Near the end of the first 100 days, Kenaya met a new student named Amina. She was young and determined, her eyes bright with the same fire Kenaya had carried for years. Amina held a small pocket constitution and a manifesto for her own student government. "I want to learn the language of the house," Amina said. Kenaya realized then that the paper house wasn't just a place to live. It was a school where every citizen was both a student and a teacher. As the sun set over the 47 counties, Kenaya stood with Amina on the roof, looking toward the horizon. The ink of the Constitution was still bleeding. It was a living, breathing thing that required constant care. Democracy isn't a gift you receive, Kenaya whispered to the girl beside her. It's a duty you perform every single day. They looked out at the valley, ready to protect the house made of paper with the courage of their hearts.